Hey, what's up guys, the name's Jack and welcome to my channel. If you were wondering, probably, yes I am in a closet. Make all your jokes now in the comments. How have you been? I've missed you. Have you missed me? Probably not. Life's been rough, guys. I've been feeling emotions and it's a journey. 100%. One day you're like, oh yes, I've finally achieved peak numbness, and it goes downhill from there. Sums it up. I feel like the reason why I don't have really good friendships is because I use general ways of saying how I feel like that. Like I could get more specific and say, yeah, I had a bad day, like a real bad day, where like 1 second I was like, you know what, this isn't a good day, and the next my day was like, you know what, you're right, this isn't a good day, and it just decided to get worse from there. It was like, it wasn't bad enough, and I was like, no, I was wrong, it was. But no, instead I use weird abstract ways of saying that I feel bad. People don't get it until like very last minute, where my bad feelings decide to show themselves on the surface. Like, you can talk about being depressed all you want, but when you start acting like it, suddenly it's serious. So yeah, that's been my week. How's your week's? Weeks in plural, as if I don't have, at the moment, 1 subscriber. Why am I pouring out all this paint? Because I'm making brown. And you can't make brown without literally every color. Unless I wanted to, you know, be smart and buy brown paint. Then I'd have to, you know, still add more color to it. So why do that when you can get all the primary colors and then make brown? Yep. Don't know what you came here for, but yeah, you're not getting it here. That's for sure. What else can I say other than I'm in a closet and I haven't been feeling good? You shouldn't bottle your feelings, because usually bottles are made out of glass, but even if they're made out of things like plastic, they still can, like, burst, you know? Like, you throw a bottle of orange juice hard enough, and you got orange juice everywhere. But in concerns of your feelings, if you don't want them to come to the surface, then you have to at least deal with them, you know? You can't just wait it out. They don't disappear. Like, I don't usually cry. Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen for me. I don't feel, guys, except when I do feel. So the rare occasions where I cry are when I'm laughing so hard, and it's like a laugh of relief where the joke wasn't funny. You didn't say anything funny, or even if you tried to make a joke, I wasn't laughing at the joke. I'm actually laughing at, like, an expression you made or one word you said. Like, my friend said the word thought once, and there was more to the sentence, and there's more context to it, but that's what I laughed at. But, like, oof. I laugh and then I cry, but, like, because I'm laughing so hard, it doesn't seem like I'm crying, but I'm crying. And only those who figured me out will get that I'm, like, actually crying. But, like, I'm not crying. Don't worry about it, guys. Laugh crying is the best kind of crying, because people don't ask you if you're okay and, like, mean it. Like, people don't interfere, and, like, that's one of my pet peeves when crying, is when people are like, you need a hug? Because, like, no, I don't even want to cry right now, but I am, and I can't control it. So if you can, like, pretend this isn't happening, that'd be wonderful. But the second reason I cry is because all that pent-up emotion just decided to unpent themselves. They just decided to break loose. And, that's cool and all, but, like, I don't have time for emotions. Like, I made no time to feel. So, like, it always happens when I'm busy, and it's just not fun. So, when you pent up your feelings, you cry in public more often, and that's not fun. Because one second you're, like, fine and stuff, and you feel it coming on, so you try to act like you're fine until you can, like, get away, cry it out, and then blame it on allergies. You never make it in time. That's just life. And people who care about you are like, are you good? You need a hug? And the answer is always yes. But you say no anyway. So don't hold in your feelings, kids. Otherwise, you cry in public. And if you don't like even kind of feeling in public, crying in public is not your goal. I think I made my ideal brown, but it's not quite my ideal brown. I feel like it looks more red, but I can't see because the light in here is terrible. I had more to say. Oh, you ever have phases when you're real bored and you're procrastinating like a whole lot, where you just can't procrastinate anymore? Like your body's like, everything is boring, I'm done. Just do what you need to do, I'm done. Because that's me right now. Like I was doing things and I was like, yo, I want to like read and like not do my homework and like not research things and not prepare for the fact that I'm not going to be here for 2 hours tomorrow. And I have a lot of homework that I like to do at night, but like some of it's due almost immediately after I get out. So like, so my brain's just trying to figure out my schedule, and I was like, you know what, I'd rather not. I'd rather wait. And it was like, well, you did say you were going to do this today, and I did say I was going to do this today. Today is Monday, by the way. I told myself I'd do it on the weekend, and I didn't do it, so I was like, it's fine, brain. I'll do it Monday. And then my brain was like, yo, if you don't do it Monday, then what's going to happen? And I was like, you know what, I don't know. Let's not think about that. And then I started thinking again, and now I'm here. Hello. I feel like every one of these videos is going to be titled Word Vomit until I can figure out how to process my thoughts. But you know what? I get in a mood sometimes where I'm like, I shouldn't procrastinate. Then I'll never get my goals achieved. And I don't want to have like my subpar dreams realized. I want my dreams realized. Also, I'm realizing it now, but the more I like drag this over things, the more dry my paint gets. That's tragic. Cool. That took significantly less time than I thought it would. Oop, would you look at that? It's streaky. Ayo. Just like my life. Well, we can't take it back now. I feel like people think that artists have beautiful, delicate strokes, and that's just not true. Who told you that? They lied. Artists' strokes depends on their audience and their handwriting. I don't have good handwriting, guys. You know, it's pretty wild, though. Like, you try your hardest to realize your dreams, and you die still trying, and then the second you die, all of a sudden your dreams come true. Like, you fight for the cure to cancer, and the second you die, they figure it out. Or you want to be famous, a famous singer, a famous songwriter, a famous painter, anything type of famous. Just, you want your name out there. And It happens, but you're dead. Because we were talking about how Van Gogh, unfortunately, didn't become the famous painter he wanted to be until death. So, and by we, I mean me and other people, because I apparently do, in fact, talk to other people. Not very often, but I do talk to other people. This painting reminds me of that painting, that painting, like you'd know. One painting I did for the senior year project. It was fun. I got a good grade on it because it was deep, but not too deep. It was very flat, and everyone else had nicer art than me, but like I feel like he picked it based on meaning, and my meaning was apparently pretty deep. And he liked it because you flip it each day to reveal a new side, but it was like this one where the first side was black and this was colorful. But I feel like if I ever got famous for painting, it'd be for that. Like, you'd go to an art gallery and you'd be like, all these paintings are just painted black. What? There's one red one, but like, there's a theme here and I'm not enjoying it. And it'd be because you came on the wrong day. That day is the front day. Come on back day and there'll be something there. Not very impressive, very anticlimactic, but it'll be there. Pro tip. Don't paint on the back. You'll run out of paint super quick. Like, I'm already, like, practically out, but, like, I'm not done. You ever, like, have people who develop crushes on you and you can't figure out why? Because, like, you guys see, I have zero personality. I'm, barely amusing. I have a very plain type of way of amusing people. I have layers like an onion where I don't reveal them until you cut me open. Physically or emotionally. Or like if I trust you, but like that doesn't happen very often. Unless there's dogs involved, in which I open up very quickly. Too quickly for some. I know, because I tried to make friends with this one guy, and we talked about dogs, and he likes dogs, but we didn't hit it off, so that sucks for him. Anywho, how have you guys ever have one of those moments where you're like, I'm hurt, but you really think about it and you're like, I'm not that hurt. It's really more of an emotional thing. It's more the surprise of the betrayal or the pain than it is the pain, you know? Because, like, ooh, I was watching Steven Universe and my favorite quote was, it's not the pain, it's the surprise. And I feel it. It really isn't. Like, something bad happens to you and it doesn't hurt because it hurts. It hurts because it happened. Like, I feel like if you were punctured or stabbed or anything like that, but like it wasn't enough where you were like, oh, I'm gonna die, then it wouldn't hurt that much until you were like, I got, oof, look at this. I'm all open and bleeding and stuff. Like, I feel like every time there's like a comedic moment in a comedy movie where they're like, the character looks down and they realize that they're like bleeding a lot or something like that, or their arm's broken, that they're like, oh. But it really is. It's more of realizing that the pain is there than it is the pain itself. Because like you get a paper cut and it doesn't hurt until you look at it. Like that's how that works. The brain doesn't hurt until it has to hurt. You ever also think about how the brain tells us not to like destroy our own teeth by biting down too hard, or like not to chew through your own finger, despite the fact that we are powerful enough to chew through our own fingers, or things like that. Like, brain's the only thing keeping me from, like, doing dumb things. But honestly, not really. Not too much. I'm never going to be able to recreate this coding. That's depressing. I'm almost out of it too. Ah, that sucks. So I'll make some more. Larger batch. This is why you don't make brown kits. Ooh. I wonder if they're conservative fans I'm gonna get that are like, I don't get what she's talking about. It's like, I feel so passionately about, like, liberal things, but, like, if you can convince me I could be conservative, you know? Like, if you have a valid argument. But, like, conservatives never have super valid arguments that don't involve causing major pain or grief to, like, large groups of people. So, like, I don't get it. Like, in poli-sci, we did this extra credit where we were supposed to promote a certain political party, and people were like, no, the Republican Party, the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, and I was like, honestly, I could do either of those, because if you find something that people do stand by and fits a person's moral compass, like a general moral compass too, then, like, honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, you could do it. You could honestly just run with it and it still work. Like, you don't have to worry about it. But people were, like, super plain about it, and we didn't, like, my group didn't win, which was obvious because we were the Democratic Party, which is easy to fight for and something that everyone, like, supports, and we didn't bring up anything new, so, like, it's whatever. I could have, honestly. Like, they could have brought up that the Republican Party was the party of Lincoln, but they spent, like, 2 seconds on that topic, and then they were like, and there's our speech. Like, they didn't really care. They were just like, as long as we do it, we might get extra credit, or this group isn't good enough, so it's not like I'm gonna fight for extra credit, you know? Like, try. Be passionate. Fight for things, you know? But yeah, honestly, if you believe in something, as long as you can work with a certain audience's moral compass and make them believe that this is the logical thing and something worth supporting, and you can get away with a lot of things. Like, how else would dictators get away with the things they do if they didn't appeal to people? Or at least attempt. Anywho, that's my talk on those types of topics. It turned into a lot of blood, which is amusing, but not helpful at all. I feel like I started talking about something and then I didn't finish. So, I don't know where I stopped, but let's just see if I can figure it out. I think when I talked about procrastinating, I was going to talk about middle school, and how when I was in middle school, I used to watch a lot of videos that were how to tell if your crush likes you, and I had a lot of crushes, like, but they weren't, like, real crushes, you know? They were, like, this boy's cute, and he looks my way sometimes, and he's nice. Wow, I have a crush on him. I can imagine, like, running through the fields with this boy, and, like, you know, young me was so optimistic. Where'd that go? But, like, it wasn't who they were, clearly. And, like, they probably had more, like, more standards. Higher standards, honestly. They probably like their own things and weren't gonna serve me like the queen I am. That's a lie. And honestly, I don't want that anymore, so it doesn't matter. But, like, I'd always get it in my head that, like, not that these guys liked me, but, like, ooh, we'd go off and have 10 kids, and I'd be a housewife that didn't have to do any work. And it'd be wonderful, and we'd love each other every day. Wow, and no one would have to work because in my world, we didn't have to use money for some reason. And I'm very different. Now I'm like, I'm going to be a successful woman with 2 adopted children. And you know what I'm going to do with my 2 adopted children? We're going to be great. We're going to rule the United States. I'm going to be president. Wait for it. You know, unrealistic things, but like low-key realistic things. But like things that don't necessarily involve a love life, but could have a love life. And then whenever I get real bored, I imagine drama, and it just brings it all back to, you know what, who needs a love life? Type of a thought process. But middle school me liked romance a lot. Dreamed about it. Read horoscopes about it. Went through dream journals about it. It was great. Beautiful. It was young love. And, you know how that goes. It doesn't work out. But young middle school me liked to watch videos where teenage boys who weren't psychologists probably took one psychology class. And the occasional, I'm a psych major but didn't go to any other type of school for psych type. And the occasional, I'm qualified to be a child counselor. But this type of stuff, not the most expert in. And, you know, the occasional middle school girl who had like a movie maker and made slideshows to country music. That good stuff. It's allergy season. I'm sorry. I'm a little sniffly. But like, oof, middle school me used to spend days just spamming those videos. How do you tell if a boy likes you? How to make a boy like you? How to kiss? How to hug? How to cuddle? Boys' 5 favorite cuddling positions, you know? Hetero stuff like that. And, you know, it was, pretty cringe, but, like, I've been doing the exact same thing, just spamming that stuff, and it's so cringe. Like, you got the occasional boy talking from experience, from his hetero experience, and, like, being all like, you know, sometimes we blink a lot, and I'm like, what? How am I supposed to know? And then I realized that a boy has never liked me. But you know what? There are occasional days where I'm like, yo, the WikiHow was right. The WikiHow was absolutely right. Because, like, there will be a guy who likes me, and I'll be like, whoa, you're doing the things the WikiHow said you would. Oh! And those are great, except the fact that I don't ever like the guys who prove the WikiHow right, so, like, you know what? I just need to chill. One day I'll find a boy who proves the WikiHow right, who I'll be attracted to, and that'll be a great day. But for now, it hasn't happened, and it probably won't happen anytime soon. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. It's reddish. So that's that. Welcome to my channel. It's not working out. It's not working out, guys. I'd have to do another coat, but like I can make it work, guys. Trust. But that's all I really have to say. But I'll keep talking. I messed up, guys. I mean, birthmarks exist, but like, oh. I mean, am I? I am. I am gonna cover that spot up. It's fine. You know what, guys? Let's pull a Bob Ross here. There are no accidents, no mistakes. Well, actually, there are accidents, but happy accidents. But there are no mistakes. It's whack anyway. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, you don't have to be talented to do things. Except for if you want to be a doctor, then you have to not be talented, but at least educated in the matter. Properly educated with the right credentials. But like, if you want to paint. If you want to play music or buy a violin and play the violin, do it. As long as you don't like bother a lot of people, it's fine. And by bother a lot of people, I mean if your mom gets like really mad and upset that you're playing the violin at 3 o'clock in the morning, probably don't play the violin at 3 o'clock in the morning. But if your mom also gets upset that you're playing violin at all, play violin anyway. Like, tell your mom to chill. Play the violin, like, not all you want, because don't play violin at 3 o'clock in the morning unless you live alone. Even with neighbors, if you live alone, you're good. It's fine. Whatever. But, like, do whatever you want, guys. Life's too short. Like, I get that it's hella possible to live to 100, but life's honestly too short to, like, really bother about these things. Like, dreaming's fine. Dreaming's okay. Dream. Do things you want to do. If you want to paint, paint. If you're not good at it, whatever. Paint anyway. Buy paint. Buy paint brushes. Buy canvas. Buy canvas paper. Do whatever you want. Buy watercolors if you want. Talent is whatever. If you're talented in something, it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't mean you have to do it. It doesn't mean you like doing it. It doesn't mean you should do it. If you're talented in it. The same way that goes with not being talented in something. If you aren't talented in something, so what? Do it anyway. If you want. If you truly desire to do it, then do it anyway. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, honestly, if no one brings it up, then they don't care. Like, if it bothers people so much that you're doing something and you're not good at it, and they leave you, that's fine, because they were toxic anyway, and they didn't belong in your life. But, like, if people have a problem with you doing something and they don't bring it up, then that's on them. Then they're clearly not that bothered by it. That being said, if you're absolutely bothered by something, please speak up. If nothing gets done, talk about it with other people who feel the same way. And they can speak up for you. Or you could speak up together. Like, it's fine. Do whatever you want. Except if it hurts people, then don't do it. Reconsider. You want to be Captain America, but you're weak? You're like Pre-Serum Steve? Whatever. Work out. Get buff. Can't get buff? Become an evil... No, don't become an evil genius. Become a computer genius and just be S.H.I.E.L.D. You're not... Ooh, or you could learn super good techniques and be really good at teaching people, and then you can make a team of really great women, and you can call them the Dora Milaje. They can be great. Make sure that they're mostly of color. Doesn't matter if they're not all black, but mostly of color. That looks nice. I like the color. It has a nice red. I can't make the background red anymore, but you know what? Who cares? I do, but you know what? Who else cares? No one. Like, I have to finish this, but after the hair, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I didn't think this would take this long, as you can tell. What can I say? Fun fact. I get irritated when things take extremely long amounts of time when I feel like it shouldn't take that long. Or like when I feel like the solution is easily done or is easily is just when the solution is there and people ignore it, and I'm like, no, that bothers me. Another thing that bothers me is last time I said what bothers me is when people develop crushes unnecessarily. And, like, when they unconditionally... I figured out the word. It's been, like, months where I've been like, what's the word? The word is unconditionally. When people unconditionally love people that they don't know. Or that I feel they don't know. But... another pet peeve is... when people really just don't tell you how they feel. Like... rejection is bad and stuff, and, like, it hurts and stuff, but, like, at least they said it. Like, it's another thing if they just kind of ignore you, and they're just like, you know what, if I just ignore the problem, it'll go away, because that's not how people work. You can't just ignore them, because they get mad and they get emotional. I think another thing that bothers me is when people get emotional. Like, not, like, emotional, like they're crying or things like that, but, like, I guess the word emotional isn't the best. I think the word is self-centered. Like, a mix of the two. I don't know the word. I'll figure it out in a month. But, like, when they care only about their own... Like, I do this sometimes, but when they care only about their own emotions and not the emotions of those, like, the party affected or things like that, like, that stuff bothers me. Like, I get that you can't think about anyone else's emotions at the moment. And that's honestly 100% okay. But, like, like, fans, too. Like, I keep talking about what makes me mad when it concerns fans. But, like, when... I think people do this, too. But, like, when they're like, but I love you. And, like, what is... Who cares? Like... people care, and it matters, and I get that you feel that emotion, and when you feel that emotion, you feel it strongly, but, like, just because you love someone, or you like someone, or you feel a certain way, and someone is the reason for it, like, you're angry at someone, or things like that, it doesn't mean that they should understand your feelings, or act a certain way because of your feelings. Like, that's nice and stuff, but, like, no, stop it. So those are my pet peeves of the week. Don't have any more. This year is significantly lighter than I thought it would be, which is disappointing, but not too disappointing, so don't be too disappointed. Like, I don't want to do more with this channel, but I also, like, don't have the means to do it. Like, I need money, and, like, my own house, and, like, a lot of things, actually. Her is so red, it bothers me, because I wanted to make the background red, but that's okay. Anyway, I might repaint her hair a darker color. Don't worry about it. Because I'm painting on the back, it's coming up the color that it comes up on the palette, but it's really a paper plate. I have a palette, by the way. I just don't like cleaning it, so I don't use it anymore. Like, it's gotten to that point. But I'd like to, like, do other things, like normal things, like, because I'm doing something right now that I want to, like, be good at, but, like, also don't want to do. But I want to do other things that, like, I don't want to do for, like, even myself, but, like, just for other people, or, like, when requested, but, like, want to do, like, I get in moods to do. But, like, I don't have anywhere to do that. I could rent an Airbnb, but, like, that takes money, and, like, I don't have money to put into this channel, you know? Anywho, I'm pretty sure my friends are moving in with each other, which is nice, and, like, I wish I was more attentive to, like, the money I was spending and the effort I was putting into my job, because, like, if I did, then I could move in with them, and that could be that. But you know what? It's whatever. Sometimes opportunities just pass you by, and it's 100% your fault. But you gotta not worry about it and use that as a lesson for next time. If an opportunity passes you by and it's 100% your fault, don't worry about it. Just don't do it again. If you do it again, don't worry about it then. Just don't do it ever again. Like, you gotta be responsible and stuff, but you also can't hold yourself too accountable for making mistakes. Like, if it's a really bad mistake and you were, like, very aware that you were making that mistake, maybe hold yourself accountable and don't do it again. But, like, and even if it's, like, out of your hands, but, like, you still kind of made that mistake and you could have done other things, don't hold yourself too accountable. But, like, it's nice. I'll have to do this darker eventually. If, like, you make a mistake, just don't worry about it too much. I feel like every time I start and stop on this, I make a mistake, one whole mistake, and then I'm like, that sucks. But, like, this isn't an easily fixable mistake. So it's not really a happy accident because I have to, like, start over, but, like, it's not really a start over, but a start over. Anywho, I think I'm done now. Just about. Anywho, take it with a grain of salt, because guess what, guys?